Michelle, and I'm also with Chef's Corner on Northumberland 89.7. I have a weekly show on there with Chef Michael as well, and a variety of other co-hosts that come on, local people and not just chefs, everybody and anybody. So I'm really happy to be able to be here, and I'd like to thank Judy for inviting me out to come and do a couple of classic fall dishes for everyone today. So I guess we can get started. The first dish I'm going to be doing for you is a very classic Russian borscht soup. And because we're heading into that time of season, we've got this bounty of local beets and cabbage and onions and all those sort of root vegetables. It's a wonderful way to bump up your system for the fall, heading into the fall. I know some of you maybe are suffering with colds and flus and little oncoming things, and this is a great way to do it. There's lots of anti-cancer fighting things in beets, even though we don't eat them as much as we should. They're really good for boosting your stamina. They're anti-cancer, they're rich in nutrients, fiber, all that wonderful, wonderful stuff. So after I do the little cooking demo here, everyone's going to get a chance to try some borscht soup, and maybe I can reintroduce you to it with the fall being here. So, okay? Now, if I can get this set up so I can work and talk.
Okay.
I think.
You'd rather have the stick bites, you can have that.
I don't want it on my head. There we go. Is that better? I'm going to be kind of leaning over. Can everyone hear me still? Great. Okay. Whoa, this is like multitasking at its best. So, Russian borscht soup, originally, that's from Russia, of course, even though maybe some of us have been doing it here for years, cooking it. And it's very simple ingredients. I like to also use up whatever's sort of in the fridge. Today I've got some celery, you can add celery. There's a variety of recipes out there you can use. Just Google them if you need and put in whatever you'd like. The one I'm doing today is vegetarian based, so I'm using a vegetable stock, but you can do it with beef stock or beef bones. And the great thing about that is last year there was this whole big kick on cooking with bones. And local bones, if you can get them from your local beef farmers, that just is knowing where your food is coming from, obviously, and makes it a little bit nicer if you're going to be cooking with the marrow from the bones, and it does add extra nutrients into the soups. Okay. First things first, garlic. Love garlic. Cannot get enough garlic. Now, I happen to have with me a very handy-dandy trusted thing. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on one of these, it is a Pampered Chef garlic press. These things are amazing because all you have to do is stick the garlic clove in here and close it, and it comes out perfectly. And then there's none of that mess. Now, if you are doing it your old-fashioned way, you can always smash it with your knife and chop it up a little bit and put it in the pot. The main thing is having garlic in there. Then we're going to want a little bit of onion. So you're basically starting with your basic, stock, stuff going in for your stock, your celery, your carrots, your onions. Oh, and I just want to say that at the end of this cooking demo, someone's going to get a chance to win a Northumberland and Chef's Corner apron. There is something underneath someone's chair here. I'm not sure where Judy put it. So, there you go. It will be a surprise. So, the interesting thing is when we went first to Northumberland, in Northumberland 89.7, and talked to them about doing a cooking show on air, on radio, they kind of looked at us and were like, what? How are you going to do a cooking show on air, on live radio? And actually, it's worked out pretty good. We've had some guests that brought in their active fry and cooked things up in that, and then we tasted them on air, and then anybody else coming in, you know, got to have a little snack. And it's actually given us a chance to highlight Northumberland's agriculture, food, and culinary and restaurant industry. And because I don't think they had a voice before that was sort of out there for them and an opportunity for them to come on. We've had Cam Davidson, one of the big organizers of Fall Fest, and of course the Port Hope Fall Fair. We had him on the radio the other day. Gives them an opportunity to give an outlet to the community and let everyone know. So that's good. Okay, so we got some garlic, got a bit of onions. We've forgotten the olive oil, Judy. Do we have olive oil? That'll work. Okay, canola works if you've got it. My suggestion to everyone is go out and invest in some really good olive oil. Don't buy the stuff that's just at the grocery store. Go to a health food store. Talk to the health food person that's in there and go through. There'll be a variety. They're going to be a little more expensive, but in the long run, it's worth it. If you're making a salad, you want to be able to taste that oil and not have that weird taste to it, that really over-processed taste. So investing in a good olive oil and paying the $20, $25 for a decent volley, you just need a little bit. If you're doing a nice salad and you just want to mix up a quick vinaigrette with some lemon and olive oil, a few fresh herbs in there and pour it over, it makes a huge, huge difference. So I'm actually going to get this going so we can smell this. Okay, so that's what this cooking thing is all about. Should be good. This will work when we get there. Okay, so I like to personally, once I've got the onions, garlic going, these are some of my dried bay leaves from home. I like to saute them off and put them in early. Some people will hold off and put their herbs in later, which you can always retweak with fresh herbs. If you've got dried herbs, that's fine as well. I was just speaking the other day on the show as well. It's that time of year we're all changing seasons, right? And we're changing our clothing. It's time to change up your cupboards. If you've had spices and things that are sitting there for a while, get rid of them, you know, either that or cook them all up. You know, switch it up for the winter and get prepared. I'm actually going to do a whole show on being prepared in the winter. You know when the power goes out? Now what do? You know, you've got your barbecue, I guess, and few things. Just a bit of fresh oregano I'm putting in. Maybe some of you have fresh herbs in your garden already you can use up. Okay. So there you go. Pretty simple so far. It takes minutes. For those of you who have kids and your moms, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe after you've had a chance to maybe get a nap just before the kids come home. You know, this is a really quick soup to throw together. And it can sit there and simmer. It needs to simmer for a while because the beets take quite a while to cook. Some people will shred them. I find that's a bit of an unnecessary step because they will just naturally cook down. So I just chop everything, cube it, do it that way. Okay, some celery we're going to put in there too. And again, however you feel good at cutting things up. You know, when you're in school, everything is actually measured with a ruler. Believe it or not, your cuts. I like things rough cut, unless I'm really doing something very special. And a little bit of celery in there as well. There we go. We got some heat happening now in that pot. These are really great pots too. If you've got them, these Dutch oven pots, they're awesome to cook in. And again, some people with this borscht soup If you've got dried mushrooms, I know there's recipes out there you can add dried mushrooms. You have to hydrate the mushrooms a little bit beforehand in some warm water for about half an hour. If you've got, you want to use some shiitake or oyster mushroom, it does add a nice flavor to it. I didn't put any mushroom in this recipe today just because of a lot of mushroom allergies out there, so that's why I didn't do that. So we've got all that in there. It's very simple. Carrots. When you are preparing this recipe, it's really great. I've got a great big stock pot. I've already made ahead over there. Make a big batch. Beets are really plentiful. They're very cheap right now. They're very inexpensive. Cabbage is very inexpensive. The farmers markets are loaded with them. And you can use a variety of beets. It doesn't have to just be the natural, the regular red beet that most people are familiar with. There's a lot of heirloom beets that are coming out. Golden beets are nice as well. Maybe the kids will eat it if they don't see it so pink, but it's still good. Okay. All right, it's doing what I want it to do now. Can you smell that? Yeah. Wind is blowing this way though. So, with the bay leaf and the oregano, thyme, any other herbs that you're familiar with. I mean, my style of cooking is, the recipe is there for you as a general outline. I'm sure some of you have recipes that have been handed down to you over the years. Feel free to use them and tweak them. Cooking has got to be fun, it's got to be nutritious, and the whole reason for cooking with herbs is, of course, to add that packed value in to what you are cooking. Bay leaf is really good because it aids in digesting food, so it helps with the whole thing going down and happening. So yeah, variety of herbs. So this is going to cook up a bit more. We can also add in a bit of tomato. If you're in a hurry, you can use a canned diced tomato. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I put it in seeds